Hello, Sam Owens here with another install. This time it's Twist Dynamics cold air intake. These are the components you're going to need, the tools you need. Not very much. It's really an easy install, and I'm confident that most people can do this. You're going to need some pliers, a flat tip screwdriver, 10mm ratchet and socket, 10mm open or box end, and a 5mm Allen wrench to do this job, and a little bit of patience. And folks, this is my 2017 Midnight Cherry SLLE, and this is the type of air intake I have, and we're going to change it to the new cold air intake. So there's a couple of connections here we're going to have to work with. We're going to replace all of this, and the first thing we're going to do is take these connections loose right here, this electrical connection and this hose vent connection right here. Now, we're going to first start by taking this loose. Pliers will work good. Squeeze this and rock and pull there. The next thing we'll do is take loose this electrical connection, and we simply pull this out. It just pulls out. Pry it, however, there, like that. Put it over to the side, and we're going to install that later into our new intake, cold air intake. We can take this connection loose, and we'll take the filter connections. Now, with a screwdriver, flat tip, find your little slot and loosen this up. And give it a good loosening. Don't be stingy and make it hard on you. Loosen that clamp up good, and then pull, rock, and there you go. With your 10mm socket or whatever wrench and your 10mm open end or box end, you can simply loosen this nut and bolt on either side. There's two of them, and we'll be ready to remove this whole assembly here in just a second. And you remove this. First thing we're going to do is we're going to assemble the cold air system all together on the workbench and then take it over as a unit. First thing I'm going to do is install this grommet into this area right here, and you just simply squeeze, kind of squeeze it a little bit and push it up in there. And you probably could put some lubricant on it, but I don't think it's really necessary. You can just kind of push and squeeze. There you go. Then look inside. Everything is cool. This is where you're going to put the electrical connection, is right in there. Now, I've positioned the hose clamps kind of snug, but see, they move. I don't want to tighten them too tight because I want to put them over the different parts. So I'm going to slide these in, and we can make adjustments later. So I'm not going to tighten anything right now, because once we get it in position, then we can make adjustments and tighten. So if you think if you're going to have difficulty, you could put some sort of a lubricant around there, like soap or something like that. Okay, Now this is the position that this is going to take, so you want to try to orientate the parts. Now with this one slid up to the center, I'm going to put this part in here, like that. Okay, kind of twist these down. We'll have to make some adjustments later, so you want everything adjustable. Now, that's everything we want at this point, is to make this connection. And now we're going to loosen this connection up right here, so this collar is as loose as we can get it, because this is going to connect to the manifold, intake manifold. Before you put the little collar over top of this, you need to look at the adjustment of the extension hose part, and it should be about like that. So try to get it twisted close to what you need, and then you can make the final adjustment later. But that's the position when you have it like that, so you might want to look at that. Then we can slide the clamps over and tighten. So we have a lot of adjustment here that we need to do. Alright, I'm going to set that right up there carefully. And now we're going to take this collar with the slit in there as a kind of a spacer. It's going to, you open it up and place it over there like that. It doesn't matter where it is. It's going to fill that void there. Then your little gasket is going to go over top of that like that and give it a little seal. So look and get it in position, and there. That looks good. Should be up against the edge of that collar, and it's going to give a nice seal. Now be sure that this is loose enough ahead of time. It's very loose, 5mm Allen, and we're going to place this over here like this, and we're going to watch and twist, because that little rubber gasket now is going to be tight on there. And we're not going to tighten this up yet until we have the rest of the unit in place, because we got to put the filter part on. So we want to lay things out ahead of time and then make adjustments. So don't tighten anything down yet. Once you've got your extension into the cowling area, then you want to get these areas right here, this bolt right here on either side, lined up and connected upward. So this seems to be the most difficult. Okay, you've got to lift up on the back of this to get her in there. So that's the key to that. And then put your 10mm nut on it. Don't tighten anything down. We may have to pull this way, because these are on rubber grommets, and pull and line up the holes. So get aggressive with it if you have to. And then once you got her there, then pull up on the back if you need to, or push down. Sometimes you may have to screw it in a little bit So I'm going to try that. There. You see, there is a certain amount of forcing you have to do to get this baby in place, and then also you have to swing around to get this screw in. So before you tighten everything up, make sure you have latitude to do that. So I'm going to tighten this a little bit. I am going to take the little 5mm Allen, and we're going to pull this. Now you have to pull a little bit, put it in position until you can get it started. A few threads and you're going to be good. Now I'm going to tighten this up a little bit. Now this is going to be the tricky part, is to get this all aligned up so that you can get this connected on there. So it's a matter of this pipe has to twist up a little bit, and this has to be all the way down. So that's why you want to work with this and then tighten it all down. So now I think I have this in the proper downmost position, and I have this sloping down and slightly turning up. If it's too far down, you're not going to be able to get this on. So now I'm going to try it. Make sure you have this in place and in a position that you can get to the screw slot so you can tighten it. So now I'm going to see if yeah. Perfect. Yep. Let's see. There. Yep. Okay, then, I'm sorry I'm in the way. You pull your hose clamp up to the top position, and let me give you a look at that. There you go. Perfect, and we're connected. Now all I need to do is tighten that up, tighten this connection, slip these two babies over top and connect them, and we have a cold air system. I'm going to secure all these connections. This also is 5mm. The other connection we need to make is this one right here, and we need to put this right inside of this little opening, and we wiggle and push and bam, there it goes. So it will go in fairly easy. And then we're going to also put our little filter, making sure that this hose clamp is loosened up sufficiently. Let's open it up. So we got plenty of give, and that's going to go right here where that pipe went before. So this is going to go right here. See there? And just twist it around. And now we're going to tighten everything up. This little rubber grommet that you inserted earlier will receive this connection right here. And it's just a matter of pushing it in and wiggling, and it will eventually go all the way in, and there you have it. You're going to see what it's like under the hood looking at your air filter in your new Twist Dynamics cold air intake. So take a look of what you're going to see when the hood is closed. Alright, watch your head coming down. Alright, take a good look. Here it goes. Well, I hope you see it. Okay, we're going to open you up and let you out. Cool, huh? There is your cold air intake by Twist Dynamics. Looks good, color matched, looks perfect for me.